nice. Like, don't get me wrong. Our Christmas was nice, but I do feel like the fact that we spent like 3.5 hours essentially cooking dinner and cleaning after it, and then we had to fold clothes, right? It kind of like took away. It would have been nice if we just had a day where we could have just done everything relaxing. But, if you're going to have a big elaborate meal, someone's got to cook it. Someone's got to clean after it, and it's us. So, it did take away from the day, I feel. But overall, I did enjoy having a day and a half away from streams and from work and everything. I had a great time with my wife. I always do. Whenever we spend time together, we have a great time. But it's funny because before I started the podcast this morning, someone said in the chat, I think it was Usagi Jojo, he says, what you guys should really do is you should plan out time that you could like go to a cabin or something out there and spend like a few days together, and that way you don't have to worry about cooking and cleaning or whatever, And I was like, that would be nice, but there's a couple factors why we can't do that. Factor number one, we have a cat named Jasper Kitty, and if we were to go away for a few days, we'd have to find a way for him to get taken care of. Now, does that mean that we put him in a boarding thing? I mean, that might actually traumatize him. He's never been with anyone but us before, Plus, those are expensive for what I'm to understand. Do we pay for like a house sitter to come by and for an hour or two a day play with him, feed him? He is very, very afraid of other humans than us. When we have people who come and visit the house for various reasons, like this year the Comcast guy came by, right? When he came by, Jasper runs for the hills and he hides under the bed and wants nothing to do with anyone. He just, you know what I mean? Like, he's afraid. He doesn't want to interact with other humans. He doesn't trust them. So I don't know how that would go down. That's number one. Number two, I just don't have the luxury of having multiple days away from work. For example, this weekend was great, and I was happy to celebrate it because you guys were so supportive back during my Christmas marathon on Saturday. I got a bunch of extra tips, a bunch of extra memberships. Because of that extra, essentially, that I got that day, it allowed me to say, oh, well, now I have the next 1 to 2 days I'm not going to be streaming. It makes up for that. Essentially, the extra that I made on Saturday covers the fact that yesterday, or 2 days ago, I only streamed half, and yesterday I didn't stream at all. It covers that. So now it's as if I did a normal week, basically, Because that's the other weird thing, too. People are like, oh, you made so much. You made bank on the Christmas marathon. Yeah, and it basically spaces out because I didn't work for like 2 days after that, so it's just even. It breaks even as if it were a normal week, It's not like I ran off like a bandit making tons of money. And I'm happy for that. I'm grateful that you guys allowed me to do that, but how on earth would I have, how would I make enough extra to basically account for like a whole week away from streams? And to give you the perfect example of this, I was sick at the end of October. I had COVID. I say probably because I had every symptom of COVID, but we didn't take a COVID test. So I guess it would be a little irresponsible to say I had COVID when I'm not 100% sure I did, but I'm pretty sure I had COVID, okay? It was really bad. I lost about a week of work, and when I came back, things went well, but the problem was I lost a week of work, and there's no way to make up for that. So I've been hurting since the end of October, and things have been tight and stuff. This is the season when things should be up, right? Like, oh my God, views are up and income is up. I'm penny pinching, basically. There was weeks when I was like, I don't know if I get the new game this week or whatever. That sucks. It's stupid, but that's just what happens when you don't work for a week and you're self-employed like me. That's just a week you had zero income. It's in the old days. It basically used to be that there was so much ad revenue to go around on YouTube. Like tons and tons of ad revenue. You have no concept. It was like 10 times stronger than today. That even if I was sick for a week, all the residual views and stuff I was getting on all my content would add up to so much ad revenue, it wouldn't even matter. It would be like, oh no, I lost a tiny little extra because I didn't upload this week, but so much other stuff brought in revenue, it didn't matter. Now it's very, very much the streams. These live streams, this is where I make the vast majority of all of my income. So if I didn't stream right now, I would go out of business. Like, no exaggeration, if I said I'm just going to become an offline YouTuber again like I used to be and just make on-demand videos, within a week, I'd be done. I wouldn't be able to pay anything. It's the streams that keep me alive. So if I'm not on stream, how do I account for the fact that I want to take a whole week off to spend with my wife? Where's that money coming from, So right now, we're not in that kind of a situation, because I know people say that kind of stuff. Oh, well, if Christmas isn't enough, why don't you take more time off? I can't right now. I would love to. In the future, it may be possible. We're looking to, hopefully, in the next couple of years, get to a better situation financially. We can't right now. We're stuck, because of everything that's happened in the United States with the government and interest rates and inflation and I don't want to sit here and bitch about politics and stuff, but it really has negatively affected us, and that's stuff that's out of our control. We didn't make the economy tank. We didn't make interest rates triple in the last 2 years. That's the government and all kinds of shit going on that screwed everything up. Hopefully those things get better, and in the long run, things will get better. You know, we'll see. But for now, it is what it is. We enjoyed our 2 days or day and a half together, and now we're kind of back into the normal grind again. My wife's already at work, and, you know, back to normality. It is what it is. But thank you all for allowing us to have that time by helping us and supporting us earlier this week. That's really appreciated, because, again, it's very much because of you that we're able to do that kind of stuff. So thank you so very much for that. Okay?